Alright, I'm gonna start off this video with a crazy hot take. Forsaken looping is what I meant to say is Forsaken looping sucks. Why would I say that? The reason why is because there are some spots in Forsaken that are, whether you like it or not, cannot be out looped. Like, let's say you're 1x or Enoli or a cool kid. Not even the abilities of said killers will help you in these loops. Like, sure, they might help you, but like sometimes they just can't. Now, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna go, hey, just get good, just stamina management better as killer, you know? But like, where's the stamina management if you're walking one path and you can't outrun the fucking survivor? Now, I'd like to show an example here. I'll show it in that thing. I'll show like a recording up. I'll show you a recording of me looping a killer for over like, oh my god. I'd like to show you a recording, a simple recording, just a quick 1-minute recording, and I'd love for you to tell me what you think about it in the comments, alright? Now, I know there are a lot of mistakes with that run, but I think you can get the general idea that you really have to use one of the two killers that counter looping, which makes it very unfair for the others since they can't use their favorite characters. Oh, I forgot about John Doe! Anyways, back to the topic. Aside from all of those, aside from unfair looping, aside from having to be forced to use the killer that is not really your favorite, the main gist of the game is to protect your teammates. So what's the point of that if you can just loop 24/7 with the killer at a constant, what's that called again? At a constant fear of getting randomly stunned in their already unfair and very difficult to catch up loop. Like, it wouldn't be fair for the killer at all. That's what I'm just contradicting myself here by saying Forsaken is survivor sided. The survivor can also randomly jump scare you in your uncounterable unfair loop, causing you to lose all that distance that you just got and resetting the chase. And then you have to do all that stuff again and again. Now, I know you could just make the excuse of just having to switch targets or getting good, like aiming better, but there are some circumstances where you can't really switch targets. Like, for example, when the survivor's at like he's at 2-shot health and there's only 30 seconds in the clock. Unless you land a very, very lucky mass infection close range to a random person, there's no chance that you're being able to somehow kill a guy with a fresh batch of health. Now, another problem with looping is that in LMS, there's only one person you can target. So it's going to be very, very difficult for you to catch up to them if they're in that same looping spot again and again, and you can't do anything else about it, hoping that they just miss their stun and then you can land a free punishing move, or they just disconnect from the game entirely during the LMS, or they somehow mess up their pathing and they screw up and you have the stamina advantage. Those are only the choices that can happen so that you can catch up with them in LMS. What am I saying? Now, I would be very much a bit if I were to rant about all of this without saying my personal solutions. Now, for all I can say, there's only one solution I could really give that would be easy to implement. It wouldn't require any mechanics or whatever. And that would be to add like a checking spot, like that one looping spot in Pirate Bay, where it was a great loop, but you could also get checked by the killer. So if you somehow manage to fail the loop, it's on you. But like in other loops, like especially that one in Ultimate Assassin Undergrounds, you have to choose a specific killer, which makes it very unfair for the killer, because he can't play the killer he wants and is forced to play the killer he has to choose. So maybe if they could add like a killer only spot to check around, that would be a great idea. Now, I know it isn't the most foolproof plan, but it's at least better than either having to just straight up remove the loop or requiring to just use a different killer in the first place than what you'd want. But it at least gets the skill check out of you, and it allows you to make the loop at least more skilled based than just running around again and again and again and hoping that you somehow catch up to them. So now, once again, all of this is coming from a person with around 11 days of playtime, so do what you was with my rant, but I honestly wouldn't take it as seriously. But I know there's some strats out there that help prevent looping, like aiming correctly or just managing your stamina correctly. But to us casual players that just love to play the game for fun, it's really something difficult that we can barely control since we don't really know any strategies. And it's really annoying since you can't do anything else. And that's the only other problem that we face other than actual competent team. So yeah. Now, all of this is my personal opinion, so please don't attack me. I'm very sorry that if I made any invalid opinions or if I worded something incorrectly. But still, I shouldn't be attacked for that. I'm very sorry once again. All in all, I think it's a really good idea to change how looping works in Forsaken, as the main loop in Forsaken is just running around the same place again and again, forcing you to change to a killer that counters looping. And sometimes some killers may even be map dependent, like John Doe for example, due to how many BS loops there are. So yeah, thank you for watching, thank you for listening to my rants. That is all I have to say. Bye. Shoot, I forgot to end the video, my bad.